I do not have any slideshow programs on my laptop or anything, so I wasn't able to create one.
Okay, that's fine.
But I was
Move on
able,
with the show.
was able to get pictures of all the information, all that I want, and if it's okay, I can write them up here on the board.
As long as it's not too time consuming, yeah.
No problem, I got it right here.
Great.
Now, originally, I was going to do my paper on how people should go into the computer programming courses and all that. But I sort of changed it at the last second, mostly due to the budget cuts and all that. Because with all that happening, there are a lot less jobs and such. And when I was looking over it, I actually found funny that only one group of people weren't affected by the budget cuts, and they were actually people that went in there actually continue on to get similar jobs, so much as what we're actually trying to learn right here.
Who was that group, Nick?
Hmm?
Who was that group?
It was actually the reserve forces here. Some of the people here actually, I actually know some teachers and some guys who actually are computer analysts and administrators and all that.
Yeah.
They actually did most of their learning either while they were in the reserves or actually when they were coming out of the reserves. So some actually learned while they were actually in there. Now, who here actually has a part-time job or a job?
Maybe me. Maybe me.
So, Miss, exactly how much would you say a teacher would earn, say, in an hour?
In an hour?
Yeah.
Here now?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe anywhere between 40 to 70 bucks an hour.
So, a teacher earn 40 to 70 bucks an hour. Now, for someone in our career that we're looking into, we can earn, say, what, about 70 bucks an hour or more, depending on the position we want. Now, I actually found this pretty shocking. If, say, I was to actually be in the armed forces right now in the reserves, I would actually earn
What's that, an hour for you, Gallagher?
yeah,
Is it really?
$128.17 an hour.
Well, you solved my issues.
Doing what though?
I like things short here.
And actually, I actually found out that I can easily done a similar course like this while I could have been in the reserves as well. Many of the courses that they teach here in the college I could easily have done while I was in the reserves. And the remarkable thing is, while I'm in there, I can learn and be paid at the same time. And once, if I do want to go out and if I do want to get out of the reserves altogether, all those skills I have, I wouldn't need to have to come to Kona and do all the programs all over again. All those skills are transferable, and I can go straight into the position I want to. And I actually know a few people, I got a few family members that were either in the reserves or who are actually active military personnel right now. Not only have the budget cuts not affected them at all, they are among the few people who do not need to worry about them losing their jobs. Because that would take a lot for them to lose their jobs. And that's one of the best benefits about this. Another benefit is, guys, how much would you say this program would cost us in the time we would need to be here?
$5.
$8 grand. $8 grand?
Is it? No, not even free.
It's like 7 something percent.
Including living costs and stuff?
Yeah. Let's say this is what, 2-year course?
Are we including inflation?
2-3-year course? So about $1,500.
Are we looking back at this in 20 years from now?
So at the end of this year and all that, we would pay about $3 grand, correct?
Yeah. Okay, we'll say, yeah.
Sure.
For argument's sake.
Per year, if I was actually in the reserves right now, if I was a reservist, and I was still coming to school here, They will pay between $2 and $8 grand worth of my education. And actually, if I was a full-time armed forces recruits and all that, I would get a full reimbursement after I'm done with schooling. I'll get all the money back I spent. Along with that, they get all health, dental, any and all benefits you can think of, they do get. Unlike where most jobs, where they're actually having to spend, say, a couple months or so many hours before they get any real benefits, you get them directly as soon as you go in. For example, if a person was to come here, take out loans and all that, and they were full-time military, and it would equal to about 4 semesters of college and all that, that full-time person will only have to serve 32 months of service, and then it's all paid off. Unlike most people who take out loans, one former teacher of mine, even though he was in the military, he took him roughly 20 years to pay off his loans by just paying the bank and such. That's one of the great benefits about this.
Page 1.
Another great benefit about being, if anyone here did want to be military personnel, we would actually be more likely to get the jobs than just a plain old person. Because, say, we were in a situation where it's very time-consuming, very stressful and all that, what do you think of the chances that someone would crack under the situations? Good.
Ballpark, 47%.
So a good 50-50 chance of someone cracking on that.
It seemed reasonable.
Okay, so imagine if you're applying for a job, and while you're applying for the job, you decided to pull a stress test on you, and pretend the system was crashing. What do you think the chances that someone that was also applying for the job with you was going to freak out and all that? Because this is the first time you're doing something like that. It's not the first time something like that happened.
Very likely.
I'm pretty
12.
Well, because most people who are in the reserves and all that, they have to deal with stressful situations and such, they will be able to solve the situation a lot better and a lot more calmly than what most people can do. Not only that, but because many jobs require a certain leadership role or many skills such as being able to multitask, being able to think on your feet and such, some skills that a lot of people don't know or need to learn and all that. Most of these skills you can easily just gain while going there and are transferable. You can just use it for one task to another. And on the matter of pay as well, again, the pay can actually change. So originally in the first month alone, I can earn $90 in a day or in an hour and all that in the reserves. But with the months continuing, it will increase steadily. So the more work I do and the more dangerous the job is, depending on the position and all that, the more the pay is. For example, in 1 month, an actual enlisted personnel, someone on the mainland who was a soldier and all that, in 1 month they earned $3 grand. $3,000 right there. And that's just straight out of basic training and all that. If someone here was an officer and all that, they would actually earn about $6,000 a month. This shows one reason why this is a benefit, because when people are desperate for money and all that, they at least know one good place to go. The other benefit is that with this, there's so many different jobs and opportunities to learn while in there, to learn doing the basic training and all that. You can easily become from anything from computer analyst to a heavy equipment operator to an aviator. You can learn almost anything and everything you want in there. And most of it you don't even need to do a career for it. Some of it you can learn and do, or hobbies, or just skills you would like to know. I'm pretty much almost done up here, so all I really have, the last thing I have to say is that some people believe that if you go in the military, you're crazy or some kind of adrenaline junkie. Or you just want to do it just so you can play soldier, just so cool. Unfortunately, nah. Those people who actually think that or want to do it for those reasons, they don't make it.
You get down in the reserves, do you still like do like boot camp and crazy stuff like that?
Well, yeah, of course. Yes, you do. Basically, when you're in the reserves and all that, I'm in the reserves right now. I would have to show up. I would have to go and show up to my CO, commanding officer, every Thursday and Saturday. I have to go for activities such as the fire range. They actually, you have to go through basic training and all that first. And once you're through basic training, you're definitely in. And to stay in the reserves, you actually have to follow the qualifications for it. One of which is you need to go on a 13-kilometer run, and you need to complete it within 2 hours. If you do not complete it within 2 hours, you fail. And you would have to do it again.
Do they like torture you if you don't?
No, they don't torture you.
Whips.
They do that to make you give it
It's mostly just to make sure you're actually fitting the standard area of the evaluation, because they're trying to make sure, for example, if, say, Canadian forces were to be deployed into Somalia, and the Newfoundland Reserves here were asked to send people over, or people volunteered, they have to look at their physical evaluations and mental evaluations to make sure they are mentally and physically able to go over there. The last thing they want to do is have someone who is in a position of power or have a dangerous weapon on them and not being able to use it rightly, or is in an unfit manner.
So, do you have any choices to where you're posted once you're in this?
Well, with the reserves and all that, is say I was living here, I have to move out the corner. I can be transferred to the reserves division out of the corner. I actually have a friend named Steven, and he was actually scheduled to be deployed to Iraq. Unfortunately, he couldn't go because his commanding officer let him leave because his girlfriend had a miscarriage. Unfortunately, that was a lie. Now, the moral of the story is
I'm so lost.
now, this is just so you know.
Yes.
His buddies he trained with for so long and all that, after that, hated his guts. Some of them actually threatened to beat the crap out of him, or
Because of the miscarriage?
no, because they still got deployed and he got left behind.
Oh, okay.
Gallagher, are you almost finished? Are you almost finished?
I got about 3 minutes worth of video left.
Hey, I told you not to videotape this.
Mr. Knopf, you had your day of glory.
Okay. So this is digital.
Well, I'm up here mostly answering his questions.
Yes,
right
I know, I've encouraged you
It
to
was
stop.
great.
No, it's okay. Any other questions except from Knox?
Whose dog tags are those?
Thank you very much.
But not, Mr. Gallagher, I would like to say one thing.
Yes.
I'm not impressed with the standard of the reserves, 13 kilometers. No lady could do that in 2 hours.
That's
I wouldn't bet my life that could, honestly.
Come on, 2 hours.
How long
You
is
could walk 2
kilometers?
kilometers.
That's
and
true.
take 13 kilometers in 2 hours.
Where's that like from here to where?
I don't know, but you can do
13
it.
kilometers away.
13 kilometers.
They're deep now, bro.
Why,
I guess
it's like,
it's
what's it around kitty bitty? It's 5 around kitty bitty once.
So 3 times.
That's why I need
Gallagher, you could, I mean,
full military gear, 80-pound sack on your back while running.
What's the 80 pounds comprised?
liken it to a good sweater and a baby in a carrier. Come on.
Your baby weighs 80 pounds.
Steven, my friend Steven. Yes, Alex?
Think on it.
If you can power walk really fast,
Yeah.
just power walk for 2 kilometers in 2 hours.
honestly, it doesn't matter how you get done, how to get done.
But you know what, I see them going around, you see what I mean? They're sweating it out, and I think, whew.
Is there prizes for people coming first?
Yeah,
bags?
provided your butt's still in the reserves. Here's the thing, if you fail on qualification, all that, or fail on qualification, if you are actually cut out of the reserves, or you cut out of that group. Until you meet the standard and all that, you're not allowed.
Well, next time you have to do your 13K, you let us know. We're gonna strap on our wait.
I'll be there with the camera. Did you do it?
Strap on, check. I'm driving like a weird
I'm going to go in the reserves, but only after.
Oh, you're not in the reserves now.
Well, I'm wanting to go, but before I do it, I would like to get my education and all that, just in case I want to make a career out of it.
Thank you, everybody.